Hey guys, I'm in my car right now, but I'm actually not driving, so don't worry. I'm just in the parking lot at work because I felt that I need to share this topic and I wanted to do this video right now. That is the topic of confidence. And that's always been a difficult word for me because sometimes I think about it and I think boastful. And I even looked up on the internet in the thesaurus confidence, and sometimes it does talk about being self-centered. And I thought that's sad because it shouldn't be self-centered. It should be a little bit different than that. And there were multiple definitions that I saw for that word, so I invite you guys to look into those definitions. But I wanted to talk about it in the context of language learning, because there's a lot of times where we don't feel confident, and we're actually better than we think we are at the language that we are studying. Just think of all the hours that you put into learning that language. Think of all the practice you did with different exercises, or even trying to talk to people at times, or listening. Whatever you did, all that time you spent was not for nothing. And I wanted to say this because when we talk to somebody, we get that kind of stage fright feeling before we talk. But a lot of the time, we do beat ourselves up, whether it was because of something somebody else said to us or something that we've put on ourselves, some unfair perfectionist standards that we'll never reach. But we're actually better than we think we are, because you know what? Whenever I'm nervous, I think too much, and I end up tripping over my words because of my nerves. So last week, I was on the phone for my job. I do have to answer calls in Spanish, that's part of my job. And I'm not great with talking on the phone. I'm not a huge fan of talking on the phone, and I have to do it in my second language. And I thought, well, it's an opportunity to help people and an opportunity to practice Spanish, and maybe I will get over this fear one day. And every time I take a call, I always get super nervous. But then all of a sudden, I thought, as I had to call somebody back, I thought, what if? And we do think what if we're nervous all the time, but we always think the bad what if. What if something catastrophic happens? What if I fail? What if this person does not understand me? But what if I thought of a better what if? What if I thought of a positive outcome instead? What if I acted as if I was confident in all those hours and the abilities that I got based on those hours, and actually did not think too much about what I was going to say, and just say it, whatever it is, and not think too much. And I did, and it turns out the person did not answer the phone, so I ended up leaving a message. But in that moment, when I changed my what if from a negative to a positive what if, because people who are anxious all the time and worry still have an imagination, but I noticed that when I'm anxious, I use my imagination for the wrong reasons and not for good thoughts. And when I did that, my message just flowed on the phone, and I was able to say whatever it was. And granted, I'm sure I made a mistake in there somewhere, but I wasn't stumbling so much. I just said the thing without thinking too much. And I encourage you guys to do that, to think about all the effort you put in, all that practice, all of that reviewing, all of that speaking to yourself in your room or speaking to your pets or trying to find a language partner, and think about that when you're going to speak to another person. I remember when I was in France, this was 3 years ago now, I still have those videos online, 3 years ago, and I was at a church with my friend, and we were speaking in French, obviously, and then English as well, but there was a couple I met that was Brazilian, and I would switch back and forth between French and English depending on with whom I was talking. And what happened was I would switch back and forth, and my friend, who did not know Portuguese, said to me, you know, I wonder if it's not just the fact that, well, you are good at what you're doing at these languages, but rather the fact that you're confident. And she said that instead of attributing it to my ability, she attributed it to the fact that I looked confident, so it looked effortless. And the truth was, I was not confident. I was just excited to be speaking with another person. but that's stuck with me for all these years. Confidence does not have to be boastful. It's not, look at me, look at what I can do. It's about trusting in all that effort that you put forward and believing that that is enough to be able to do whatever it is you want to accomplish. Don't underestimate that. Share this with somebody who can use this kind of message today in their language learning, because discouragement, unfortunately, is rampant. But we have a great community of people supporting each other and reaching our goals together. Alright, I'll see you guys in the next video. Don't forget to subscribe, and I'll see you guys next time. Bye-bye!